Fortunately, I was the main choice of the guy who wrote the show, so his opinion tended to trump anyone else's. So I owe an extreme debt of gratitude to Mr. Weiner for that. And yes, I gave myself until the age of 30 to at least get a job in the professional acting world. I moved out to L.A. when I was 25, and I figured 5 years was a pretty good round number to see what the market was going to say about my viability as a wage earner in said market. And by the time I turned 30, working on a movie actually. So I made it in right under the wire, and it's been positive by fits and starts ever since.
Has it been different than you imagined it would be?
Yes, is the short answer. And to extend on that, I don't know what I imagined, honestly. I certainly didn't imagine being on posters and having this kind of celebratory experience ever. I don't know if anybody really thinks of that when they think of their career. I think that they just want to have one job that turns into another job that turns into another job. So this has all been an incredible ride, and a ride that is now coming to an end.
Don Draper's been on an incredible ride in Mad Men. There is a scene in which Don Draper, your character, is presenting a Kodak color wheel. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that scene? Can you describe what that was like?
Oh, sure. That was at the end of season 1, and it's one of the first time. Actually, it serves as kind of a nice counterpoint to actually the pilot of the show, where Don presents Lucky Strike and wins the account. And then at the end of that season, we see Don going in and presenting to Kodak for their new slide projector called the Carousel, and it's a very emotional pitch, and it's a very he brings in the idea of nostalgia, which of course we then realize over the course over the course of the show, we've realized that Don's connection to his past is not exactly what he says it is. So there's a pretty thick layer of irony, as well as a pretty thick layer of emotion, given what he does for a living.
What's the relationship, if any, between Jon Hamm, the actor, and the character that you play, who has this other personality and background? Because Don Draper is not who he says he is.
Right.
How did you get connected with this?
Well, you can obviously draw a parallel between, actors by nature tend to put on other personae and roles and clothes and act different parts in their lives. So Don has taken that to an extreme level, if you want to look at it that way, by necessity. I think he did it to survive.
Did you do it to survive? I mean, when you were young and your relationship with having lost your parents?
I don't think that was why I became an actor. I think I became an actor because I loved attention, and was rewarded for it relatively early. If we're going to go into sort of behavioral therapy, that's probably why. When the bell rang, I came and expected my treat. But I also had positive feedback over the years. I did it in middle school and high school and then in college, and I got a scholarship to do it in college. And it was just one of those things that I kept coming back to, and people kept seemingly saying, hey, you're not bad at this, and in fact, you can be kind of good at it, and do you want to do it? And if you do, maybe we'll pay you, which was kind of the first experience I ever had with that, of like, hey, that sounds like a job, but it's a job of doing something that I actually like, which sounds a lot less like a job. So yeah, I mean, I consider myself incredibly fortunate every day to get to do something that I enjoy so much, and have people tell me they like it, and then other people give me paychecks for it. So,
is there something that you can point to after this is concluded that you would like to do? Directing, acting, anything specific?
Well, nothing specific, I guess. I would like to keep my options open, because I've been very fortunate to be able to work with a lot of interesting people in various capacities, whether it's producing or acting or directing or podcasting. And there's been a lot of things that I've done out there. So hopefully I'll get a chance to keep doing all of them, as long as I don't burn any bridges or embarrass myself too significantly. I think I'll be able to maintain a presence in hopefully a lot of places. So I'm not going to say no to any of them.
Last point to you: is there a particular actor, actress, writer, director, so on that you wish that you had met or that you had worked with?
Oh, there's probably 1,000 of them, and it's, if you just look at the last few years, whether it's Martin Scorsese or Wes Anderson, and there's just so many, David O. Russell. There's so many people out there that are working at such a high level, and some of the people I know and some I don't, but I hope I get a chance to work with all of them, because I feel like we all play up to the level of our competition, and I look forward to working with people who inspire me and scare me and make me work harder.